In your travels throughout raid class, you encounter fissures in the ground, stopping the life force from the monsters above. I mean, Abyss does function differently than it does in PoE 1 now, right? Like, before you just spawn Abyss and then it spawns its own monsters. Guys, sorry if I wake up late tomorrow for last epoch. I'll be there though. Oh yeah, the ancient bones that they added in. Major character balance. One of the major issues is the limitation of only having one support gem of each type on your character, and we didn't want builds to become just using the same 5 most powerful supports on every skill, but we also wanted to encourage you to combo your abilities. I'm gonna be late too. It's okay. Me too. Oh my god. You guys hanging out in the bathroom? You guys smoking cigarettes in the bathroom? Hi, Belux. Aren't we all playing SSF though? Or are you guys gonna play Merchant Guild? Hey, what's going on in the bathroom? Mitch. Okay. We've removed the restriction of having one of each support gem per character, and you can use as many copies as you like. Many supports now have multiple tiers as you progress through the game, providing different stat values, additional stats, or perhaps working a bit different to their lower tier counterparts. Due to these changes, many existing support gems, which will now be tier 1 for cases where multiple tiers now exist, have received small numerical balance changes, and the effects of some support gems have been combined into a single gem. 11 new support gems, 40 lineage support gems, which are like those special unique gems. A number of support gems with simple effects have been renamed with names that are more obviously hint at their functionality. Blood in the eyes, discombobulate, unsteady tempo, unbaiting, unbending, and untouchable and unyielding can no longer be engraved in the gem cutting menu, and existing gems will be deleted upon logging in. Rest in peace. I'll center Europede, what the fuck? Updated the wording for support gems, which add a cooldown to supported skills. This has not resulted in a change in functionality, with the exception of Expanse, which incorrectly had a 6-second cooldown when it stated 8 seconds. Support gems which support skills you use yourself can no longer support persistent skills. They can still support gems that have both persistent component and a manually activated component, such as Plague Bearer. I can't really think of one of those off the top of my head, personally. In addition, we fixed a bug where numerous supports, which support skills you use yourself, could support skills used by totems or triggered skills. Bugs, huh? Clarified the wording of muster. I like that word. Time to muster chat. Oh, infusion is now attunement. That's good because they added that infusion thing to the game. New strength skill, Fortifying Cry. Mustard? Mustard! Forge Hammer. Toxic Domain. This one seemed cool. Create an area of toxic bloom on the ground around you. While in the bloom, you have increased skill costs, regenerate life, and your projectile attacks, such as attach a toxic pustule, which can be poisoned. Pustules will detonate after a duration or when enough poison has been applied, dealing damage and applying poison in an area around it. Ice tip arrows. Ready your active bow or spear. Empowering your next barrageable bow or projectile spear attack to create ice fragments on hit. This skill's cooldown can be bypassed by expending a frenzy charge. Frost darts. No numbers on skill gems yet. At least maybe not yet. Mort. Oh! Oh, we got Mirage Archer? We got Mirage Archer? While active, dodge rolling will create a Mirage that uses socketed ranged attacks for a short duration, then vanish. You cannot create another Mirage while one exists, or for a short time after one vanishes. Dodge rolling while you are unable to create a new Mirage will restart this timer. Restart the timer of... What? That's toxic, dude. Ravenous Swarm. While active and enemies are nearby, swarms of insects emerge from your body to pursue enemies. And did you think we thought it was PoE 1? Siphon Elements. Infusion Remnant. Oh yeah, I mean Grimfeast was ripped like so long ago, dude. They killed Grimfeast after launch. Never forget. Oh, this is pretty cool. The Hollow Palm technique for Monk allows you to use a quarterstaff attacks while unarmed and grant those attacks additional benefits while used unarmed. I feel like that's going to be kind of fun to play. This keystone converts fire damage. Oh yeah, the fire to chaos. With this damage contributing to ignite chance and magnitude. And doesn't it change like ignites inflicted with fire skills deal chaos damage? Yeah, Grimfeast was killed so long ago. Sadly. It was busted though. Agreeing with me? I'll show you agreement. Me and Bianca are gonna beat you up. We get Hinakora's Lock. Oh yeah, and then they added a whole bunch of these things. Greater Orb of Transmutation and Perfect Orb of Transmutation. Which, you know, is like interesting, I guess. It is a way around using alterations and scours. Yeah, me and Bianca, we're totally teaming up. 10 new uniques, 50 new base items. 20 new endgame maps and 15 new omens. I mean, I feel like the omen thing won't matter if it's still impossible to get omens. You know what I'm saying? Getting good omens felt so bad. Seriously. Currently access to most pinnacle. It's interesting to me that they just changed the name but didn't have alternate arts for them added into the game. Because they all just look the same. They just say that they're perfect or exceptional or whatever. Yeah, I really hope that's not what it's going to be like, where you literally won't see the good omens ever, but who knows? Who knows? Each content Excluding the Arbiter will now drop splinters, which will not form into singular items. Instead of using the singular combined items in the Realm Gate, you can now just bring your splinters. Upon inserting the splinters into the Realm Gate, an interface will appear, allowing you to pick your difficulty, each with a different entry cost. Okay, so what I didn't understand in the preview is, like, they did have the cost, but does that mean, like, 50 splinters for easiest version, 100 splinters for second level of difficulty, and then, like, 300 splinters for the highest tier? As a result of this change, the corresponding Atlas passive tree no longer affects the difficulty of the content and has been changed to purely affect the content in the maps on the Atlas. Existing simulacrums, breachstones, and audience for the kings can be right-clicked to grant 100 of the relevant splinter, and they can no longer be used in the Realm Gate. Yeah. I couldn't really tell, but I guess that's what it was. Added an Uber version of Arbiter. Calamity Fragments. I hope they fix Citadels. I'm so tired of finishing Doriani's Citadel and not getting completion for it, even though it killed every monster in there. Guess we'll see if it changes anything. I think the expectation is that it allows you to get the passive points that you need for the tree earlier on in the game instead of having to, like, accumulate 300 splinters, not even be sure if your build can clear it at the highest level, and die and lose it. So I think that's the thought process behind it. But I guess we'll see. Acquiring Map Boss Atlas passive points has been adjusted. They are now obtained by slaying a map boss in an area level 79 and above that has at least 6 mods. Slaying same 80 plus, 6 mods. Anomaly map boss in an area 79 and above with 6 mods, and a Citadel boss in an area level 79 and above. Completing the Pinnacle Flame quest. Olroth Origin of Fall no longer spawns in logbooks. Yeah, mysterious anomalies. Modifiers on Waystones has been reworked. Now every modifier comes with a T17 type shit. For example, monsters deal 20% of damage as extra extra cold. Specific upside, 10% to monster pack size. Downside modifiers have been made weaker to account for the ability to have more present than before. Unidentified corrupted waystones can now be used to access a corrupted nexus. Waystones can no longer have greater than 8 modifiers when corrupted. I was reading cold, but my brain was reading specific, and it just put it together. Help. Items that can have a maximum of 2 sockets now have a very low chance of generating with 3 sockets in high tier maps. And the same for 1 socket into 2. That's pretty cool. 3 socket wands, guys. We're so back. Abyss map has been renamed to Marrow. Atlas tree change. No longer provides 30% increase quant of logbooks. Now provides revived monsters from ritual altars in your map have 40% increased chance to be magic or rare. And it no longer causes ritual favors in your maps to have 30% increased chance to contain an audience. What? I mean, I guess you don't need an audience now. You just need splinters. Essences now have 4 tiers: lesser, normal, greater, and perfect. Instead of adding a modifier of a certain tag, essences now add a specific modifier depending on the tier of essence and type of the item it is applied to. Lesser, normal, and greater essences can upgrade a magic item to rare, adding a guaranteed modifier, and perfect essences and essences obtained through corruption remove a random modifier and augment a rare item with a new guaranteed modifier. Interesting. Essence Exalt Orb, kinda weird. Added 7 new types of essences. Essences of Torment have been renamed to Essences of Abrasion, and Essence of Hysteria now augments different guaranteed modifiers based on the type of item it is applied to. I don't know if I like this with the perfect essence. Like, why do that? I guess just make sure you're putting it on a shitty fucking rare. Unique strong boxes now have their own unique minimap icons. Added a minimap icon to the Rain Festival Beetle monster. Wait. Asmary's spirits now start appearing from hunting grounds and beyond instead of in Grelwood? Yeah, right? This has to be Keith. I don't think I've ever seen it, though. At least not that I can remember. The hooded one can no longer be placed in your hideout. You are still able to identify items from hidden town. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Doriani for everything. I think that's what I do anyways. You're now able to log directly into town or hideout by holding control while selecting a character, or left trigger plus A or X when using a controller. You can use checkpoints to warp to the waypoint in an area as well as other checkpoints. Omens can now stack. I like that. With a maximum size of 10. Orb of Chance received a new 3D art. Oh, we can trade for uncut skill, support, and reservation gems on currency exchange. That's nice. If you're really suffering and like super unlucky. I know, dude. I'm not, it's like optimistic at best. But maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll get some good omens since you don't have to hunt for audience with the king now. When holding down dodge roll button, your character will now go into a sprint after they finish the roll. Sprint is available on all character classes, and there is no limitation to how long you can sprint for. The primary purpose of this sprint feature is to make navigating areas faster when out of combat, though if you do take a hit while sprinting, you will fall to the ground. You can no longer socket multiple copies of the same skill gem into your main skill sockets. Skills not granted by gems, as skills socketed into... What? You still can have multiple copies of specters or tame beasts, but only one of each kind of monster. Yeah, that's really what it looked like, dude. Get hit one time while sprinting and they literally jumped his ass. Attribute requirements on all equipment have been lowered. Endgame base types average have around 20 to 25% less attribute requirements. Okay. Attribute requirements on skill gems have been lowered as well. I like that. I like that. Fire damage no longer inherently has a chance to ignite. Instead, it inflicts flammability on the enemy based on the damage dealt. Flammability is a debuff that lasts for 4 seconds and grants all fire damage against the enemy, including the hit that applied flammability, a chance to ignite that enemy equal to their flammability magnitude. Oh, good luck, everybody. Magnitude, dude. How does that work? Yeah. Apple Cat Run. Scrun. Basically. Multiple hits can stack up flammability independently, meaning that a target being hit frequently and or hard enough will have consistently have 100% chance to be ignited. Effects which don't hit but ignite targets as though they did, such as incinerate or ignited ground, also inflict flammability. Anything that removes, consumes, or grants immunity to ignite does the same for flammability. Okay, good. Or is calculated once it's applied. I don't know. The magnitude stuff is just so funny to me. Trying to figure out how much of what you might need to make sure it works. Just fucking praying. I like this though. Good changes. All of these debuffs now last for 8 seconds. Chill only lasted for 2 seconds? Oh my god. Still lasts 2 seconds on players? W? Less than 30%. Okay, I like this. I like having an actual fucking number to let me know that I need to aim for this in magnitude. I don't have to like overshot it. But that does also kind of suck because I feel like you have to put points into magnitude kind of early if you want to effectively chill and freeze. Light stun chances of less than 15% are now treated as 0%. 12% for players being stunned. Okay, maybe we just won't be staggered by crabs forever. Unarmed attacks get 5% crit chance. Oil ground's duration is now refreshed when it catches fire. Yeah, unarmed base crit is pretty cool, especially considering Hollow Palm seems pretty neat. Would be lower. Oh no. Nobody spell checked these. Help. Would be lower than what you already had. Instead, the duration of the existing guard buff is extended, proportional to the amount of guard in the new buff compared to the old buff. Remove drowning orbs. Fuck. Ice crystals will now instantly shatter from hits that could consume freeze, as this is now a default behavior. Glacial Cascade and Fragmentation rounds no longer specifically call out this behavior. Added new mechanic called Elemental Infusion that many elemental spells interact with. Some skills create infusions of a specific element as remnants on the ground, which can be picked up to grant you the infusion. Other skills can consume infusions of a specific type to grant additional bonuses depending on the skill. And some skills consume infusions that match the skill's elemental type, while others have cross-elemental infusions. The following have been named to avoid confusion with the new elemental infusion mechanic. Oh, fusion was used so many times in that sentence that it like borked my brain. Amazon's infused weapon skill is now elemental surge. Okay, we're getting surge and regulation on shit now. Got it. Reloading a crossbow and switching crossbow ammunition no longer reduces the player's movement speed. Cool. Blocking is no longer limited to strikes and projectiles by default. All hits that are not specifically unblockable can be blocked. Ray Shield and Parry now require you to face the enemy that is hitting you, rather than the direction from which the hit originates. Some monster skills for which directionality is unclear have been changed to be blockable from any direction using these skills. Hey Dragoon, how's it going? Player, minion, and monster base maximum block chance is now 50%. Hey yo! Previously 75%. Effects which set a maximum for volatility now properly do so instead of being additive with the default cap of 200. Sometimes I'd be reading words in Path of Exile and my brain just goes like, what the fuck did I just say? No idea. Players now gain +6 to accuracy rating per level, and each point of dexterity now grants +6 to accuracy. Okay. +5 dex, but okay, I guess. The accuracy fall-off penalty now linearly interpolates This is what I'm talking about. From 2 meters down to 12 meters. What the fuck? Wait, what does interpolates mean? Wait. Insert something of a different nature into something else? Pause? Pause? Noted. Noted. I still don't know how it makes sense in this sentence, but... What's up, Struggle? Hey, joking? Yeah, I'm like, I don't use it in a sentence, huh? Insert words in a book or other text, especially in order to give a false impression as to its date. There's like an alternate meaning that I'm missing. A series of vested... Okay, maybe they mean it in the math sense, right? Player minions now always hit with their attacks. Pog crazy, actually. Maybe minions won't be so horrible. Player projectile skills now fire minimum of 1 projectile, even if they should fire 0. Swapping weapons is now instant. Huge. Clarified on the stun keyword that monster melee damage has 33% more light stun chance and heavy stun buildup, and monster physical damage has 100% more light stun chance and heavy stun buildup. These bonuses are multiplicative with each other. Note this is purely a description change. Okay. Updated ice crystal keyword to clarify that it blocks movements of smaller monsters, while larger monsters will destroy any crystals in their path. Yeah. They didn't spell check it. I feel like they made a lot of changes to Warrior. I don't really care too much because it's not really my vibe. Although, all those new fire skills they added look pretty sick. Like, very awesome. Very good. Yeah. Is now provides +1 to maximum number summoned totems. Uh-oh. Well, maybe you have a strong immune system, Ninjar. Look at Ninjar bragging about making out. What the hell? This freaking guy with his humble brag. Damn, these penthouse elevators are slow, said Ninjar. It is a good change. Oh, this is a nerf. They nerfed a lot of block, dude. Solstice. Happy for you. I hope you don't get sick, though. Stacks of Jade granted by Jade Heritage notable passive skill are no longer lost when taking physical damage from a hit. I think it's good. Even though I didn't play it. Oh, you guys are so funny. Ancestral Jadecaster has had its spellcasting range increased. The pinning Jade Storm has had its area of effect increased, and the delay between it forming and exploding has been reduced. My heli pilot is late. Mensch. Mythikitava. Blit. Gemling Legionnaire. Also Blit. Oh, actually, what's going on? Oh, what are they gonna do with this? Yeah, okay. Gem-studded notable passive skill no longer grants you can use each type of support gem at additional time in different skills. Instead, it now provides for each color socketed gem that is most numerous gain. Red, hits against you have no critical damage bonus. Or blue, skills have 30% less cost. Or green, where 40% less movement speed penalty from using skills while moving. I feel like this is the best ones, but I don't know. You guys let me know. I didn't play Gemling Legionnaire. Yeah. I don't know. You should take some zinc. I would say I think zinc is better than vitamin C for like trying to ward off a cold. Oh shit. Look, a fucking ninja! I swear. Like seriously, I'm not even joking anymore about the penthouse elevator. I'm not even joking anymore. Okay. This fucking guy. Hmm. Tactician. Projectile. Projectile damage builds. Pin. Pin is pretty cool. mm, there is no limit on the number of banners you can place. And banners gain 5 glory per second instead of can place multiple banners. Oh. That seems kind of interesting. Or Ninjar, no. Even if Ninjar is a 1% elitist penthouse helicopter Lamborghini owner, he's still very sweet. Bro, I don't know shit about these other fucking builds. Let's see. Critical Strike notable passive skill now has gained additional critical hit chance equal to 15% of X's chance to hit. Oh shit. Oh! Enjoy! Thank you for the 5 gifted subs! That's to Jethro, Sanchi, Main Street Comics, Foolish Prophet, and Steph M. Yippee! Wait, who are you calling for? Is it me? Or chat? Hold on a second. Wait a goddamn minute. I mean, you're not wrong, but also, Medj. Yippee! Pathfinder. Oh, okay. Poisonous Concoction granted by the Poisonous Concoction notable passive skill choice has been renamed to Acidic Concoction. This concoction consumes charges from your mana flask to throw a flask that explodes, dealing physical attack damage in an area. The thrown flask consumes poison on hit to cause an acidic burst, which deals damage based on the highest expected remaining damage of poison. Bro, these sentences. Hey, into the night. Yo, what's good? Hello. Yeah. Have you seen all the PoE 2 stuff yet? By the way, anybody new hanging out in the chat for the first time, feel free to say hello. I really appreciate if you hit that follow button. We're definitely trying to reach 14K followers. You guys got one of those Twitch Primes and you happen to like how silly I sound while I read these patch notes. Appreciate if you hit one of those too. I don't think we have like a super big sub goal right now. We're just trying to, you know, stay afloat until whenever. Gotta make sure I have money to pay rent and you know, buy keton food and stuff like that. And follow my socials.
Everlasting fire.
Nope, you excited? Yeah, it's looking pretty good, dude. We're about to get an ad in like a couple minutes here, so sorry for homies that don't have the Twitch Prime or Twitch Turbo, but I do appreciate if you stick around. We're just reading patch notes. They said that they've been testing, so that hopefully they don't have like another DDoS situation on launch for this. Yeah, I know. Asking for follows and primes and not getting any? Sag. That's fine. I heard that there's a last epoch sub thing though, so Prage. Look, we're trying to blow up. We're trying to make sure people recognize me as the cozy alt goth girl PoE streamer that is really helpful and also happens to be kind of good at the game. Pog. I'll probably start that again. Yeah, last epoch tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. I can't decide whether I want to play mage yet or just go for whatever necromancer is. Is it acolyte or something? But I'll figure it out. Acolyte of Chayu. Alright. There's a lot of stuff going on with these concoctions that I don't really know. I didn't play any of them, but hopefully it's still fun. Fire exposure. Oh, no more fire exposure. You'll do trade? Yeah, I think Pizza is thinking about doing trade too, Ninjar. He said that he really liked it last league. Or whatever the fuck they call whatever. I think I'll probably stick to Solo Self-Found just because it's like more evenly paced for me. And I'm still learning the game, so yeah, I'm on a Circle of Fortune. Deadeye. A lot of changes. A lot of things don't do what they used to do anymore. They moved a lot of exposure. This one was a fucking mouthful, dude. Hey, Borland. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. I like it too. But Pizza was like a bazillionaire in gold. Last I don't know. I'm just gonna call everything a league. Last season. I'm sure that feels good too. If you sell something for like 20 billion gold, is like, yes. What's up, guys? Deadeye. The avidity notable passive skill no longer grants a 30% chance to gain maximum frenzy charges when you gain a frenzy charge. Instead, it grants 50% chance to gain additional frenzy charges when you gain a frenzy charge. Oh, you don't get max, but 50% chance for additional seems pretty good too. And maybe more consistent across the board. Last semester? True. The call shot's notable passive skill no longer lets you apply an additional mark. Instead, it causes your projectiles to chain to marked enemies and grants the new called shots meta skill that repeatedly marks enemies near you, bypassing your mark limit. What is it? Legendary potential, right? Buy broken legendary and then like fix them and craft on them. I don't know. I'm still a noob. I think I have less than 200 hours in last epoch, but we're gonna try super hard. We're gonna try super hard this semester and try and get some good content out of it. I mean, we only have like a week to play, so we got a blast. Elemental expression skill granted by the... What? Guys. By the ... and scatter them to the winds. Notable passive skill now deal lots of fire damage. Lightning damage with the arc. Oh, my brain just got scrambled. Hey, Hunt. Alright, I'll wait a bit because we got edges. We got edges. I'm gonna stop eating these. Maybe go eat some dinner soon because I don't want to overeat chips. I'm definitely drinking way too many energy drinks right now. Tomorrow is a big day. I don't know if I'm gonna be up in time for launch, so... Yeah. How's my day? Pretty fucking good. Pretty good. We chilling, we coolin', we hanging out. Yeah, it's just leftovers. I ate twice yesterday because I stayed up kind of late working on stuff. Oh shit. Ninjar! Thanks for gifting us sub to Renard. Thank you. What's up, booty cheeks? Hello. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I mean, there's always like a viewer drop off when there's ads, but I don't know. I feel like the biggest thing that I don't even do 3 minutes. Like, the only way for me to truly not have pre-rolls is for me to do 3-minute ad break, but I feel like that's egregious. Like, what am I? Fucking cable TV? I hate that they do that. But I can't lie, ad revenue does help. It definitely gives me enough to do grocery shopping, so... And I definitely know discoverability without, like, having pre-rolls on is crazy. Just do your max ads? I guess, maybe. If I was, like, aware enough to actually get up and, like, do stuff in those 3 minutes. Okay, so they made a lot of changes to Acolyte of Chayula, so I'm hoping that's gonna make this, like, a viable, like, fun tree. People will get over it or find an ad blocker. Yeah. I guess. I only do a minute and a half. But not having pre-rolls is so good, because then people can literally just click on the stream. Unless they click on during an ad. I know, 3 minutes feels so long when you have ADHD. I mean, it doesn't feel long when you're playing games, like hours go by, but when you're like trying to do something or pay attention to something, and it's like, I don't know. You guys are right. I should probably change it, but I fucking hate it. Equal 1 red map finish? That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are right. You guys are right. I just feel bad. It hasn't happened too often, really, but like, you know, sometimes there's always someone in chat who's just like, "Oh my god, ads," and I'm like, oh, "I'm sorry." Yeah. Only subs are turbo. Yeah. I mean, Twitch Turbo is good too because I still get ad revenue from that. Yeah. 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 You guys are right. I don't know. Maybe for launch, I'll just swap it to 3 minutes and then get used to it. Alright. The reality rending notable has been renamed to Sap of Nightmares, and no longer grants chance to gain a percentage of damage with hits as extra chaos damage. Instead, it now grants leech recovers based on chaos damage. That's kind of nice. Yeah. I think I just need to get better at that too, Soul. Because I just forget. It's so brutal too, because I feel like they don't give you max ad revenue unless you have it automated. No, you're good. No, you're good. Good. I feel like that too. I mean, granted, there are streams like I don't know. When I like the streamer, I sit through it because I'm like, well, it supports them, and like, yeah, I could fucking get up and I don't know, get water, go pet my cats. Yeah, but you know me, I try to remember, but I sometimes just fucking forget too. But I guess we can do that and then put like an automated message in chat that like we'll be right back or whatever. Yeah, I feel like when I play a game, I just get like immersed and I'm like, oops, I forgot to get up for the last 4 hours. Yeah, but if you do like yeah. But like what can you do if it's automated? Like that sucks too. Of course it sucks, but like if it's automated and someone chooses to raid or whatever the timer is. Let's choose CT. Maybe I should. Yeah, I definitely don't manually run like if I get rated and I'm here, I try to delay the ad by a bit just so I can greet everyone, say thank you, things like that, you know? 92 gigabytes? What? Okay, darkness reservation lasts for 5 seconds, so it sounds like a nerf. 50% reduced darkness reservation duration. So now grants 1% increase maximum darkness per 1% chaos res. Lucky for me, I never uninstalled PoE2. Alright, Blood Mage changes. Hopefully this is good. Now you automatically get Sanguimancy. Free to allocate. But what does that mean? So you automatically get it, and when you do an Ascendancy, you're able to put in skill points into whatever else. Hey, Catatonic. Thank you very much for the follow. I didn't hear the follow alert pop off, but I see you, and I appreciate you. Now grants 1% increased crit damage bonus per 50 life. And has swapped locations with the Sunder the Flesh notable passive skills. The Between the Cracks notable passive skill has been renamed to Sanguine Tides and no longer provides critical hits ignore monster armor. Instead, it now provides gain 1 life flash charge per 4% life spent and 50% less life recovery from flask. It also now has when your life flask reaches full charges, 40% of its charges are consumed. I don't know shit about Blood Mage. No more infinite duration of curse. Oh shit. Thank you for the prime, Catatonic. Hello. Dude, my alerts are broken, I think. What the hell? Welcome on in, dude. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I get some wiggles to welcome in. Mm-mm-mm. There are other streamers who are gonna try to tell you that. Oh, there it is. It's just late. Is bigger than mine, but I don't think that it's true. Fuck. Oh no. It's like super delayed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ugh, there's something in my eye. Alright. The Infernalist. Infernal Hound granted by the loyal Hellhound notable. Now ignites enemies. Oh. Oh, that's a big ass range. 1.5. This is 2.5 from 1.5. That's big. Hello, Mr. Mans. Can I help you? Ozzy's a little bougie cat. I can't feed him Fancy Feast anymore. I think he's like allergic to it. He always gets sick and also gets like an allergic reaction. Poor little guy. Here, little baby. Pyromantic Pact. Twice your mana is equal to twice your mana? Can you start over? Cat punch. Aw. I have two boys. They're brothers. They look really similar. This is Ozzy. RIP to Ollie. So can I convert my tabs now? Demon Form granted by the demonic possession notable passive skill no longer disables your weapon or has its own weapon set. It no longer grants level of all spell skills while in demon form or increased spell damage per demon flame. It now grants 3% more spell damage per demon flame. And quality now provides 0 to 10% increased cast speed while in demon form. I don't know, guys. Is that a buff? And got 2 mirror shards? What the heck? When that would be available? Yeah, I don't think it's... I don't know. Phil said he tried to do it earlier, but it wasn't available. Dominion over flesh, notable. Incessant cacophony. Now grants your curses have infinite duration instead of your curses can affect hexproof. It took infinite duration away from Infernalist and gave it to Lich. Okay. Eldritch Empowerment notable passive skills no longer provide non-channeling spells can cast an additional 3% of max energy shield. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah. Flood of Echoes notable passive skill has been renamed to Inevitability. It no longer grants the Unleash skill. It instead now grants the new skill Inevitable Agony, which curses all targets in an area for a short after a short delay. I mean, there is already a huge fucking delay on curses, causing a portion of the damage they take from hits to be stored in the curse debuff. They take that stored damage again all at once. This sounds interesting. Quicksand Hourglass notable no longer grants every 10 seconds gain 50% more cast speed for 5 seconds. Instead, it now grants Sands of Time, which grants 60% cast speed, scaling down to 1% over 10 seconds, at which point it will then scale back up to 60%. This sounds good. Wait a minute. Although this is probably kind of busted, actually. I don't know. Is it good? This sounds crazy. Alright, Stormweaver. Elemental Storm skill granted by the Tempest Caller notable passive skill has had its cooldown lowered. I like that. Rain Dancer notable passive skill has been renamed to Multiplying Squalls and no longer provides 150% more cooldown recovery rate. Instead, it now provides +1 to limit for elemental skills. Force of Will, notable passive skills no longer grant 1% increase effect of Arcane Surge per 25 max mana. Instead, now it grants 20% of damage is taken from mana before life and 20% increased magnitude of Arcane Surge on you per 10% missing mana. Huh? No longer grants exposure you inflict lowers affected resistance by an additional 12%. Instead, it now grants remnants you create reappear once 3 seconds after being collected. I don't know. Stormweaver might be interesting. And no longer grants 40% of elemental damage taken recruits as energy shield. 50%. Oh, this is, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, guys. It sounds like they kind of fucked energy shield. It might be an evasion deflect moment. Added a bunch of new passives. Skill changes. Base damage scaling of all player spell and secondary damage skills has been tweaked to scale better in the late game. Called out below will have near identical base damage at low levels. Banners. Curse skills and skills that apply elemental exposure now can't apply those debuffs to enemies that are significantly higher level than the skill's own level requirement. This requirement is fairly lenient and disappears completely by high gem levels. Higher rarity enemies are now less affected by curses. What? Blink, Convalescence, and Sacrifice can no longer be activated in specific weapon slots. They are now required to be active in both weapon sets and will fail to activate if this is not possible. F. Spirit cost of Spectres adjusted. Spectres and Tamed Beast gets 25% more damage. Yeah, dude, sounds like we just got fucked. Arc is now a projectile, and it no longer causes explosions against shocked enemies and is no longer a payoff skill. It now chains 6 to 9 times at gem levels 5 through 20. Previously 5 to 8. And it now has 50% more shock magnitude. Thanks for the follow, only jokers. Hello. Archmage now has non-channeling spells gain 4% of damage as extra lightning damage for each 100. Wait a minute. Archmage buff? Surely. Ball lightning can now consume a fire infusion to leave a trail, ignite at ground, and explode at the end of its travel. Oh, quality on Bind Spectre now gives up to 20% more damage and reduced reservation. That's kind of nice. Nice. Longer duration on Bone Offering. But they change damage stuff. That's a lot of damage. The explosion now deals a lot more fucking fizz damage. And the buff now has minions take 20-25% reduced damage. And now absorbs first hit dealing over 25% of minions max life. Less damage for 1 second. And okay. This sounds pretty good. Bone Shatter getting buffed. Chaos Bolt granted by Withered Wand now inflicts 1, 2, 3 stacks of Withered for 4 seconds on hit at gem level 1 through 20. Cast on Freeze, Cast on Shock, and Cast on Ignite have been combined into a single gem, Cast on Elemental Ailment. This gem requires 100 spirit and has a minimum level of 14 and combines the energy gain conditions of all 3 previous gems. Existing copies of this gem will be updated to cast on elemental ailments when you load the character or stash tab holding them. Cold Snap has been reworked and renamed to Snap. It can now be used on any orb spell or any frozen, shocked, or ignited enemy, causing an explosion of the corresponding damage type and creating a remnant of the corresponding type from said enemies. This explosion can chain react to a limited extent from enemies hit that are affected by the same ailment. I don't know, guys. Cold Snap was crazy. Gotta be honest. I don't know if I like that. I almost feel like I would have preferred if they just made a new skill instead of moving Cold Snap. Cold Snap was a really strong cold skill. Hey, it's not like Comet was good. Okay. Now deals 223 to 335 cold damage. That's up Shadow Plane. That's a little bit. And that's some big damage. That's some big damage. I mean, Comet takes like 10,000 years to fucking cast. Let's be real. Contagion. Alright. Quality now provides contagion target 0 to 2 additional enemies when cast. Instead of 0 to 100% max debuff damage bonus from spreading. I don't know if this is a good change or not, because Contagion was shit. Despair Curse now afflicts minus 41 to 49%? Okay. Essence Drain Contagion back on the menu? Maybe? Blah blah blah. No longer a movement skill. No damage numbers there. Ember Fusillade. No damage numbers here either. Enfeeble no longer has Curse makes non-unique targets deal 20 to 26% less damage, or Curse makes unique targets deal 10 to 16% less damage. Curse now makes targets deal 21 to 29% less damage at gem levels 3 to 20. Oh, so you can just enfeeble everybody? Eye of Winter. When passing through an allied flame wall, the eye itself and now all the shards it subsequently released will receive the flame wall's added fire damage. Okay. Fireball no longer creates a secondary firebolt projectile by default. Instead, it can consume a fire infusion to do so. Now has a minimum gem level of 3. Okay. Fireball actually good, maybe? Oh, it's like still really low damage. No deal. Like so small. Alright. They made Firestorm really fucking small. 2.8 meters from 5.6. Flame Wall can now consume a lightning infusion to grant additional lightning damage. No longer causes projectiles to pass through it to ignite enemies. Now it deals 1.8 to 59.6 damage per second. Now ignites as though dealing 5 to 8 fire damage at gem level 1. Oh, they really nerfed the fuck out of the damage on it. 181 to 271. It got some crit chance though. Oh, we just get elemental weakness now. No more flammability, conductivity, hypothermia. Frost bomb? Got nerfed? Got nerfed crazy, actually. I guess you get elemental exposure, but I guess I don't know. Maybe you just want it for exposure now. Now deals 80% less damage on Frostwall. Frostbolt. It's slow as fuck now. No longer leaves chilled ground. Instead, it chills as though. Guys, I'm sus. They nerfed a lot of these skills that I like. Ice Nova can now consume a cold infusion to deal more damage. Ice Nova damage still the same, maybe? Um. Ice Shards. It's an attack skill, right? Supposed to be like a bow skill or something? Hey. Lightning Conduit got crazy damage buff. 2 additional bolts if shocked enemy is in target area. Lightning Conduit. Living Bomb and Solar Orb have swapped places. Inherent skill to Pyrophyte Staves. Huh. Attack that. Mana Drain. Now leeches 30 to 408 mana. That's a lot of mana leech. And now has 70% reduced mana leech rate at all levels. Okay. Seven. Orb of Storms now triggers from casting any spell in its radius. Previously only lightning spells. It now creates a lightning infusion remnant. Now it has a maximum of 8 bolts at all gem levels. That's a lot less than 29. Bigger radius. Bigger damage at the top end. People who are on Goose build might be dead. I don't know, guys. I have no fucking idea what build to try and play. Maybe some spark shenanigans. I don't know. They tried to say that the cold stuff looked good, but everything I see with the cold skills, like they either changed them greatly or like really nerfed their damage numbers at the top end. So I don't know. Armor exposed chaos fire elementalists. Yeah, I mean the fire skills are looking good too. Also, unique item changes. Oh yeah, let's see. Anything that I like? Oh, this is just elemental exposure. Like Kosida. Oaksworn. Oof. Rest in peace, Oaksworn, dude. I don't see anything about that amulet though. You guys see anything about that amulet? I can't remember its name, but you know the one. Actually, that shit got nerfed already? Orb of Chance are now more likely to succeed on amulets, rings, belts, and charms. Oh, no more Omen of Greater Annulment, Dextral Alchemy, Sinistral Alchemy, Dextral Coronation, and Sinistral Coronation. Good, because these were all so fucking shitty. You always saw them. But maybe the Annulment? Maybe? More Veil Orbs, Pog! Oh, they lowered crit damage corruption. Oh, martial weapons. Whoa, that's like a huge. I don't know. They were like, we just changed block a little bit, but every time I see something with block, that shit got giga fucking nerfed. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. They also nerfed our fucking runes. Not mind runes though, Pog. Yeah, unless from other sources. Yeah, I mean, at some point, doing Trial of Chaos isn't so bad if your build is good at killing all the bosses, right? And like getting through. It's like annoying, but I feel like there's decent loot you could get. Oh shit, 3% mana, 3% life. Increased chance of freeze build up. Max res. Only on helmets or gloves. Or boots. That's very, very limiting, guys. This is like... That's like an interesting choice. Hey, Ninja. Or I mean, Kronk, my bad. I've been crab boiled. Alright, 10% increase gold or whatever. I guess. Never really used these, so... I mean, doing the Trial of Chaos was good for getting soul cores, at least. So... Oh, wow! That shit got killed. 12% to 5%. Ouchies. Minion reservation? Yeah, I forgot. I need to get some too. Well, I should probably make some food soon. I'm gonna heat up my food and then we can rewatch the announcement. Because I know some people missed a lot of it and I don't mind rewatching it. Can no longer roll. Embellished. +6 instead of 5. Nice. No more accuracy things on scepters. No longer roll minion accuracy. The number of rerolls available. Wisp minimap icons are no longer removed from your minimap if you run out of range of them. You're now able to respawn at checkpoint from the escape menu in the Trial of the Sekmas and the Trial of Chaos, which will take you back to the entrance of the respective trial. Oh. This is kind of good for controller users. Oh, we got some microtransactions back. Angelic armor set, basilisk armor set, celestial armor set, darkwood armor set, demonic armor set, heavenwood, overseer, project armor, sin and innocence. Got some footsteps back, the Apollyon, arcane footprints, arctic footprints, ice footprints, midnight pact. A Celestial Emperor and Pillar of Flame, rare finisher. Sandfish pet. Alternate arts. A lot of bug fixes.